How's it going everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you the step-by-step process on how you remove and install an in-tank fuel filter in a Hyundai i30.
So the location of this in-tank fuel filter is underneath the back seat. I have the back seat already removed, which is just held in by 4 bolts. Very easy to remove that. And now I'm taking out the 4 Phillips head screws that are holding down this top plate. The only thing that's left connected to the top plate then is the electrical connector that runs through it. I get my small flat screwdriver to disconnect that from the top side of the in-tank fuel filter assembly. Once I have that done, that plate moves nicely out of the way. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove the actual fuel lines themselves. Very easy to disconnect these. They're just a push in on either side, so there's 2 connectors that'll be holding it. So you push in and then you pull back, and you're going to be able to disconnect those lines. There is fuel filter disconnect pliers you can get as well, but these are quite easy to remove out of the way. The next thing I'm going to do is remove the top retaining plate. So that's the plate that sits all the way around. It's held in by 8mm heads. So I'm just going to remove all of those. I don't like using any electrical tools once the fuel filter lines are disconnected, so it's manual tools only to remove these. Once I have those all removed out of the way, this plate will then come out of position. Always a good idea to remember the plate layout, also which way the fuel filter is positioned in relation to the tank. There is a notch in these which makes it a lot easier, but for reinstall and ease of confusion, maybe take a picture or remember the layout before you disassemble. I am just making it easier for myself here, so I'm moving back the light out of the way, move the fuel filter lines out of the way, and then it's just a case of rotating it till you get it to the top side and then tilting it. So you'll be tilting it so that level float is tilted out of the way so you don't damage that if you pull it straight up. I then let all the excessive fuel drain off. Good idea as well, if needed, is to put rags around the top side so it doesn't run around the place. I'm then checking the new filter, making sure that it is similar to the other one. In this case it's a Ryco is the brand that I'm using, and it comes with a new seal as well. Now the disassembling of this unit is very similar across all in-tank fuel filters. You will be removing a lot of retaining clips that holds it down. This top little U-clip is holding down the fuel pressure regulator. That fuel pressure regulator pops straight up out of the way once that retaining clip is removed. There's an O-ring that'll be holding that tightly in position, and I have rags put down to try and catch as much of the excess fuel as possible. I just disconnect the top electrical connector using a pry bar in this instance, but a flat screwdriver or any other type of small instrument will be able to reach in and push them out. Once I have that out of the way, I then start to move around and get the retaining clips that's actually holding in the fuel filter. That outer casing has 3 clips, I believe, and once you have all of those popped out of the way, you will need to go around the base of it, and using my small pry bar here is quite nice because it just uses some leverage against the actual casing to help you to remove it up out of position. The pressure in the likes of these, if you ever had a fuel pressure regulator issue, which is in my left hand here, is about 50 psi. I think the specs is something like 47 to 52 psi is the fuel pressure in these Hyundais. I drain off all the excessive fuel I can in my drainer, and then I just clean up all the mess that was made on the bench earlier, and I start to remove the rest. The top part now just pushes out of position, and then again we're going to have those very delicate clips that we need to move out of the way. So there's going to be one on either side. I think there's 3 on this one as well. I use my small flat screwdriver and a medium flat screwdriver to leverage against the base of it while holding those clips out of the way. These, you need to be very careful. If you pry too hard on either side, you'll easily break these clips. I've seen mechanics do it many times over the years. And then I'm at the fuel filter assembly part now itself. I'm down into the base of it, and I am again using my pry bar while also using a flat screwdriver. And if you see those clips on the side, all of those need to be pushed back out of the way before you have any chance of moving this out of position. So I have started to get it moved on one side, and they're going to be a very tight fit. They usually are, and it's going to be held nice and snug in position. I have it popped, and then I press it all the way and it slips off the bench, and that is it now removed. You can see left in the base is the actual fuel pump itself. I'm going to just compare and make sure that the new fuel filter is right, which it is. And then when you're doing fuel filters like this, you always want to make sure O-rings aren't left in position and that the new O-rings that come are used. The biggest mistake I have seen people make is either leaving the old ones in position or not fitting the new ones, and that causes pressure issues and hard start faults and cutting out faults. So you want to make sure that that is done right. Use any type of lubricant that is suitable for you in regards to the reinstall. It makes it a lot easier to push in the new filter when the O-ring is in position and it has a little bit of lubrication around the edge of it to allow it to press in. As you can see here, it's now sitting nice and snug all the way around. The retaining clips are holding it in position. The new O-ring is installed, and I then clean the base. I make sure that that's all cleaned up before I go to the next stage, which I just line up the new filter in the top cover. This part is quite tricky. The O-ring was a little bit swelled in this case, and it did not want to sit down very easily, so I ended up just taking it out of position again so I could get the most amount of pressure that I could to push it down. There's no quick fix to these. You just got to use a suitable amount of pressure and push it all the way down until it's in the retaining clips. I use both my hands with it down on the bench, and I managed to get it pressed in. After that, I push it back into the base of it. Again, you line everything up and it'll slide right in and go into those 3 retaining clips all the way around. The next stage, after you check to make sure all the clips are in, is the fuel pressure regulator. Again, it has an O-ring. You can rub a bit of lubrication on that if you need to, if it's not sitting in. In my case, this one went in quite nicely. Push it all the way down into position. Once you have it seated all the way down, you can get the electrical connectors in. So as you can see here, I'm just installing both of those removed electrical connectors. Very straightforward. I again checked the fuel pressure regulator before putting on that U-clip. That U-clip again needs quite a bit of pressure on either side before it sits down into position. A common theme with in-tank fuel filter is a tight fitment when you are installing all of those parts. So I press down quite heavily on that until I am happy with the securing on either side of that clip. I use my flat screwdriver to make sure that it is pushed all the way in, and as you can see here, it is starting to retain down and it presses in on the left hand side now. I resecure up every piece of it, and then it is reinstalling it into the tank. Same as the removal process, just in reverse. You tilt it find the best location for it to swing down, and then you are just getting it to sit into that retaining notch. I try to give you a view of it here with the light. If you can see that notch just there, which I'm circling, that is where it sits down into before you put the plate down. So you want to make sure that you have it sitting in that notch, or you will have a bad seal, or you could do damage if you try and force it down in the wrong position. Once I have the top plate sitted in like it should, I then reinstall all those 8mm bolts that I had removed. I fit one as I keep the pressure down with my left hand, and then I go on the opposite side and I install it. That's the way I always do it, go opposite to make sure that they all even out and gives it a nice even pull. And then I reinstall all the removed bolts and make sure that they're tightened down nice and snug. So once I'm happy with the tension on all of those, I can put back on the fuel pipes again. It's just a simple press on, and then it is reconnect the electrical connector. Cycle the key a few times. You want to make sure that you get the pressure back up. So I'm just cycling the key on and off, getting the pressure back in the lines. And then afterwards we start the engine and make sure that it is running okay. After I have that done, I put the plate back down, which you can see here. I'm using my electric screwdriver again to pop it down. It's now in position, nice and snug. And I show what is holding the seat in this clip here. So you have two at the back and two at the front, and they are just held in by bolts. Quite simple to remove, and also quite simple to install. You'll have a little bit tight space on the back ones, but again, very, very easy to remove. Off the top of my head, I believe they are 12mm heads that's holding them down, and again I use my 3/8 to tighten those up.
And that is it, guys. That is how you successfully install the in-tank fuel filter in a Hyundai i30. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.